All right, guys, so we have some absolutely wild news on multiple fronts for our Baltimore Ravens. As we know, the Ravens are about to line it up versus these Cleveland Browns on Sunday in their home opener. And the Browns just gave not one, but two bulletin board type of quotes talking trash. Derrick Henry responded. Kyle Hamilton responded. As the Baltimore Ravens are kicking off their season opener at M&T Bank Stadium. We'll see how that works out for the Cleveland Browns. But we're going to talk about those quotes, plus the reactions from the Baltimore Ravens players, plus Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, and other leaders on this Baltimore Ravens team talked about how to fix this defense as they just gave up 41 points to the Buffalo Bills on the road in week 1. We also have Eric DeCosta making a big move, opening up $8 million in salary cap space, and we're going to talk about how he's always trying to improve this roster and probably has his eyes on some possible trade candidates before the deadline, as he always does, attempting to trade for guys. We know in the past he's traded for Roquan Smith, Marcus Peters, Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue, Deontay Johnson last year, plus he tried to trade for Derrick Henry before the Ravens signed him in free agency, man. So we got a ton to talk about, man. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. Still got the studio build in process, so I'm excited to see what it looks like when we're all said and done. But officially in the house now, about an hour away from Baltimore, and I'm really excited to just walk through this season with you guys. Obviously a disappointing opener, but I'm still very, very excited about how good this Ravens team is and very optimistic about what they can do in the upcoming weeks. All right, at number 1, let's talk about what Brown safety Grant Delpit had to say on Derrick Henry. He was asked about tackling Derrick Henry, and he just said, not hard.
How hard is he to bring down?
Not hard. Whoop-dee-doo. They either got to run the ball or pass the ball, so that's their 2 best players on offense.
How hard is he to bring down?
Not hard.
Not hard. Okay. I don't know if this dude wants to get trucked and hit sticked and have extra attention coming from the tight ends and the fullbacks. But, giving a shot like that to one of the best running backs in the NFL and a future Hall of Famer who's known for embarrassing people on live television, stiff-arming people into the ground and being a, 250-pound, over 6-foot monster that, everything Derrick Henry does. We know what Derrick Henry does. He's made a career out of it for a long time. I just don't think that's a great idea, but Derrick Henry apparently responded.
You said that you're not hard to tackle, and do you have a reaction to that?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw his coach had a tweet, giving a quote, and he had a quote. Let's see on Sunday.
The other quote that came from the Cleveland Browns was from wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, as he was asked, what challenges do the Baltimore Ravens secondary present? He said no challenges.
Baltimore secondary, a lot of notable names back there. Just what are the challenges that group presents to you guys as receiving?
No challenges.
Point underdogs.
That's disrespectful. But at the end of the day, they if they think Baltimore could beat us like that, we're gonna have to prove them another thing. We got to do our job and do our best to win the game.
So to tell an NFL team that they don't provide any challenges, even if they were hot dog trash, just dog water, whatever you want to call it, you don't say that, man. It only adds fuel to the fire. But the reality is, even though the Ravens had a poor showing in their secondary, specifically in that fourth quarter, they got talent all over the place. They're going to be a really good defense this year. And we're about to see that come to fruition here very, very shortly. Kyle Hamilton actually said he's not too worried about the Ravens' performance on Sunday. He says the defense has responded the way he was hoping for this week. He said, you don't forget it, but you learn from it. In response to Jerry Jeudy's, bulletin board material, who said the Ravens don't prevent any challenges.
Yeah, God say whatever they're going to say. I really don't care. That's the thing with bulletin board material that I never understood is like, was I not going to play hard before he said that? So it's like, I'm going to play the same way I was going to play. Like, if you need bulletin board material to go play, you got to play that. That's a problem with you. So, I mean, I guess he's trying to get himself right for the game, and, you know, we're doing the same thing. So, you know, we'll see you on Sunday, but we're excited about it.
He said, was I not going to play hard before he said that? So just some added juice, man. At number 2, some injury updates. Tight end Isaiah Likely and fullback Patrick Ricard, who obviously are huge parts of the offense, are still not practicing. However, despite being monumental, big building blocks in this offense, I mean, we're talking about really talented football players who open up a lot of stuff, especially with the conflict they present with their place in the personnel packages, whether or not they're going to pass or run. Likely and Ricard, when they're on the field, they can do both. And but anyways, the Ravens still put up 40 points and didn't punt until like the 6th possession against those Buffalo Bills. And this Browns defense is a good defense. They have a good secondary. They obviously have a future Hall of Famer in Myles Garrett and some other talented players. But the Ravens have had success against these Browns on offense the last few years, and I don't really see that slowing down on Sunday, especially with the way the game ended on Sunday night against those Bills. At number 3, if you didn't catch it, Lamar Jackson actually has the highest passer rating in the NFL right now, and Kyle Hamilton is the highest graded defensive back in the NFL, according to PFF, with a 93.4 grade in that first matchup against the Buffalo Bills, where he was absolutely flying around and making a ton of plays. At number 4, let's talk about the offense a little bit and some other updates. Todd Monken said, I thought our rhythm was fine. We just didn't execute in the fourth quarter, and he said, I got to call it better. So what I do like is the owning up of mistakes and taking ownership and responsibility from coaching staff and players. Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey both are like, hey, this is unacceptable. We got to play better football. And the coaching staff also taking responsibility. And then we had Derrick Henry saying, hey, the game was on me because of that fumble. So I like how dudes are not shying away from blame, taking responsibility. But one thing this defense has got to do is generate some turnovers, man. That's been the emphasis for them all throughout training camp, and they were in the offseason, and they were generating turnovers against the Ravens offense in practice. But they got to do it in a game, man. You got to see it. The last time we forced a turnover was against the Cleveland Browns in December when the Ravens won 10-35. So it's, didn't have any turnovers in the playoffs. Didn't have any turnovers after that game in the regular season. Didn't have any turnovers in the first game against the Bills in this season. Man, you got to generate some turnovers. Also, quick update on Nnamdi Madubuike, who has been a little bit banged up with an ankle injury. Didn't practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, but did practice on Thursday. He returned, and by the way, he had 5 pressures and 1 sack with a 15.2 pressure rate, which was the second highest of his career. So Madubuike playing next to a Travis Jones who's healthy. This defensive line was solid, against the Bills. But I think they're gonna ramp up even more as Mike Green and Owe and Van Noy catch their stride. And I think we're going to see some great things out of Travis Jones as well. But we also got to keep in mind the Buffalo Bills have one of the best offensive lines in football. And they had all their starters back. They're a very strong group. So this was probably the hardest offensive line the Ravens are going to play this season was against those Buffalo Bills. Also, the Ravens are 11.5-point favorites against these Cleveland Browns. Grant Delpit, he said, whoop-de-doo, and Jerry Jeudy said it was disrespectful. So these dudes obviously feeling some type of way, and we know these divisional matchups can get ugly, and a lot of times even if the teams aren't even on the same talent level, they still get gritty and come down to the wire. I'm hoping that's not the case, man. I'm hoping the Baltimore Ravens absolutely blow the doors off the Browns and dominate like the team they should with all the talent they have. The Baltimore Ravens home opening outfit, pulling out the purple tops with the white letters and the white pants. Nice, clean uniform. At number 5, let's talk about how the Baltimore Ravens just opened up $8 million in cap space with restructure, converting a bonus for Roquan Smith, adding salary cap for the Ravens to have flexibility throughout the season and possibly make a trade at the deadline. every single season that Eric DeCosta has been the general manager, he's either made a trade or attempted to make a trade. There's been a couple times where it didn't go through, but most seasons he has actually made a trade, man. He's made more trades than he hasn't. And I'm excited. If there's a talented dude that can help this Baltimore Ravens team be more complete, let me know what position that would be for you, or if there's any specific players who are on a team that may not be contenders, maybe a veteran guy that could be traded. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, man. Make sure to smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content, man. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm so excited to watch our Ravens play on Sunday and continue to walk through this season with you guys, man. So I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you in the next video.
When he wasn't looking, he ran me over.